kids that live here like think I'm magic because I don't live here.
Let that happen.
Which is also why I'm in beach outfit, because like when I come here, I'm just literally just a hoe for that sun. I'm just dying for vitamin D.
Hi, this is Once to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and I'm joined by Medium Build.
Hi, Abby.
Do you like introduce yourself as like, hi, I'm Nick, or do you say like, hey, I'm like,
medium.
I am medium.
I'm Nick. Yeah, you can. I have this song where I say my name, say my real name, and like a lot of the diehard fans have started yelling out medium.
No way.
A little joke, like the Alaskans, like they have this whole bit where they'll yell medium, but then you know who like the new fans are because they'll be like Nick,
right? And you're
and
like,
it's like no, you're too new.
You're a poser.
Yeah, because they really, it's so sincere. People really want to like. They think I'm hurting. Right. They want to say my real name. They're like, oh, he's been called Medium Build in so many interviews. Like nobody knows who Nick is, you know? It's like, no. You have to get in long enough to know that like I'm now over being seen at all.
You look at me and I'm not being perceived.
Yeah, don't watch me. One's to like literally close your eyes on. One's to sleep on. Medium.
Right on. That's how I'll name this podcast. Yeah. Medium Build. One to sleep on. Please. I will. There's been worse titles. Where did Medium Build come from? I actually don't know this.
Oh, I love it. This is the top question for sure.
I bet.
I called a date Medium Build on one time.
No way.
Yeah, we like went to this art exhibit and they had all these like really lovely sketch drawings of people describing their like first loves. And clearly like trying to flirt on the ride home. She was like, how would you describe me to like the sketch artist? And it's supposed to be about like memory, and like the art exhibit was about how memory warps and we like see beauty, and like your ex from 10 years ago that you hated like will somehow be more beautiful than because you've like let time like paint them so airbrushed beautiful.
Yeah.
And had watched a bunch of like fucking am I allowed to cry? I just
curse. Oh yeah, sorry. No, you can. Yeah.
I just had watched a bunch of like CSI or something, obviously, or Law and Order, and was in like dead body mode. And I was like, oh, brown hair, brown eyes, medium build, like a like who's the suspect, you know? And she was like, what? Like, what do you medium build? Like, what do you like? No, it's supposed to be like cheeks and lips and hair, and like I was heading there,
right?
But I was just so nervous. It was also like we were like childhood friends that were like trying to like be romantic as like
trying
20, early 20 somethings.
Yeah.
So like we knew each other, and it was very weird that we were on a date, and I was so nervous. And I called her Medium Build, and she freaked out. And we went home, and she told my roommate, she was like, "Can you believe this asshole?" Like
that's actually so great.
Yeah. And then we ended up like dating for a couple years and getting engaged and breaking up, and then like yeah, it was crazy. We're best friends. We should have just stayed friends. We're like. But
she should have taken that as a sign.
Yeah. I have a really hard time like friend zoning people. Like I call everyone like bud, and like
I think that's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
I've had dates get mad at me because I call them dude
or
like bro. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought that you wanted this to be amicable.
Yeah.
I can call you like Mr. if you prefer.
If somebody called me Mr. on a date, I would be so out. I would just be like,
I would leave.
I'm so sorry. Bye. Thank you.
I would have to go. Wow.
Imagine someone flirting, like really bringing their flirt game, being like, hey, mister.
Oh God. Someone did call me Miss once as a flirtation. And I was like, no, I think that's out.
Yeah. If they were British, maybe.
He was not British. It's always at the coffee shop.
Hi, miss. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, bad.
If you're either Matthew McConaughey or British, fine.
Yeah.
But other than that.
No, he came in and he was like, hey, miss, we're watching Shrek 2 later if you want to come by. Lives around the corner from the coffee shop.
There's
him
a
and
crew
his roommate.
of us. Okay, yeah. Great.
Yeah. Swear to God.
I'd like to invite you to two guys watching Shrek 2.
Yeah.
And for nostalgia, baby, miss.
And when I walked by on the way to my car after work, him and his roommate they had set up lawn chairs on the sidewalk, and they were drinking Coronas and tossing a football back and forth. And I was kind of down. I was like, this is awesome.
Whoa.
Right?
Did you go?
No, I didn't.
Damn.
I was like, I know if my mother knew about this, and she will now because she watches this podcast, I knew she'd be mad at me if I went.
Because stranger danger?
Yeah, stranger danger.
Or because she doesn't like Shrek?
I think maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
She statistically has bad like taste in movies. She doesn't like watching fantasy movies because she said there's too many dark rooms.
There is.
Valid.
There's always. I mean, like literally, you'd have to turn the brightness up to watch Game of Thrones sometimes.
Yeah, she was like, it's a little creepy. I feel like it's so dark all the time.
My mom thought that Shrek was a little bit too potty humor. She didn't really like how.
Right.
But I was like, I was like, Mom, it's about classism. It's like, I was like 10 years old. Like, yeah. Like, Mom, don't you see? Like, it's like Popper. It's like, it's the queen and the fucking, like the like servant guy. Like he literally lives in a swamp. Like, he's covered in shit. I
didn't even think about that until you just said that.
It's like, it's the most,
Jeez.
I mean, it's not Romeo and Juliet. It's like it's Beauty and Beast, right? It's like.
Of course.
But then it turns out that Beauty is an ogre. Oh yeah, Shrek is
Shrek is
Belle.
Beauty. Who's the Beast? Fiona?
You said that you did this. No, Fiona is an ogre. It turns out we're all beasts.
I forgot about that part of the
Beauty
plot.
is a grind set.
Beauty is the grind set, and welcome to LA.
Welcome to Ones to Sleep On. Do not sleep on beauty. Do not sleep on your beauty routine.
Thank you so much for committing to this bit and being here with me today.
I'll do shtick all day.
I fucking love it.
Talk about Shrek over medium build.
Yeah, actually, fuck the music. This is a storyboard about the Shrek classism plotline. I would love to know if listeners had never heard your music before. What's the first song you would serve up to them? What is the appetizer to medium build?
If you really want to get to know me, Nikki C, aka Medium,
Nikki C,
you should listen to a song called "In My Room."
Mm-hmm.
My dad just got off from an 11-hour shift. When he gets home, I lose all TV privileges. Mom's stressed out trying to make sure everyone gets fed. Big bro's numbing out on the PlayStation again. I'm in my room, making action figures kiss.
Which is about like my childhood bedroom. It's not the top banger. It's not the catchiest tune we have, but it is literally the most like, here's my life, like in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you literally go through like each member of your family.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a little roll call. It's a little shout out. It's a little who's who of 4325 Keenan Court, Roswell, Georgia.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hope they don't live there anymore.
No one's there anymore. Okay. I think the family that's there is pretty nice. Roll up. I mean.
Pull up for tea.
You're like, yo, sorry. This is where Medium Bill was in his room.
Sorry,
like,
Nikki C told me to go here. Actually,
yeah. Do you know him?
Is he here?
Yeah. It was just, I write pretty journal entry ish stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like real stories, but that's like the most like canon.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Period.
It's Shrek Origins.
Right, of course.
Yeah, it's my swamp.
Welcome to my swamp. I saw that it was based on like a Facebook post that you found. Did you not screenshot a Facebook like post that you did when you were like 10 years old?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was like I looked 10. I think I was probably like 9th grade, 8th or 9th grade. I know.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was a late bloomer. I was telling someone this week, I was like, I wish I could like go back and play high school sports right now because I finally like know my body.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
But I didn't learn how to do anything with my body until I was like 20.
No, I was the kid in high school where like we would be playing kickball in gym class and they would be like, all right, everybody, bring it in. Give her a couple tries.
Come on.
Literally. And I actually don't think I would do better now, but
great. For
you, I wish for you to join a team sport.
Thanks. I like running around. I like being outside now.
Yeah.
I was vitamin D deficient probably at that age.
Yes.
Now I'm like, give me that sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a Facebook post of me. I think the caption was, "You say mess, I say room." I thought that was clever as fuck.
Hard. Yeah.
Like 8th grade, 9th grade, being like, yo, it must have been like 8th grade. I was like, yo, show me let y'all see me in my real shirts everywhere.
My mess.
My like orchestra stand-up bass rental bass in the
Awesome.
corner. Letting
Did you
everyone know
play
that I grinded on that.
Did you play in school?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah. It was a bitch to get that thing home though.
Yeah, did you have to bring that on the bus?
You couldn't get it on the bus, but so to get it home on the Fridays, my mom or my brother would come pick me up in like 1991, like Toyota Corolla, and I would
Awesome.
you'd throw the neck out the window and shove it in the
Beautiful.
back. It was a sight.
Yeah, I played the xylophone, or I think it was like the bigger version.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Oh man.
Like the full version xylophone.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't let you play piano in band in middle school without spending a year first playing that.
Fuck, my homie's gonna kill me. He was a band director.
It's
One of
not
my best
the
friends.
glockenspiel.
No, that's the little
That's
version.
smaller.
Yeah, so it's like glockenspiel, xylophone, and then there's like the big ones.
Guy.
And
But
it's
I
kind of
had
like
to-
you're like drumline adjacent. You're hanging in the back with the drummers.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I had to lug that bitch around on the school bus.
Whoa.
So I feel you.
And you rehearsed at home, or you just took it home as like a
Oh,
flex?
I rehearsed at home.
Sick.
Like I had a keyboard at home, but I was committed. I was like,
Yeah.
if they're gonna make me play this before I get to play keys, I will be great at this.
Did you play all the way through high school?
Nope, I quit.
Sweet,
after
me
that
too.
year. And then I started singing instead, so it was fine. But I totally get the like posing it in the background of your selfies for Instagram.
I'm just like, yeah.
Like journal open
Let
to
it-
a page from like a year ago.
Mhm.
Just
You're
'cause
like,
it looks
just so you know,
nice.
yeah.
Just I have thoughts,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. I don't think I realized how weird my childhood was until, and again, not weird, like I'm quirky, different than anybody else.
Mm.
Childhood's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, and you figure out that your parents are making it up and like literally don't know anything.
Yeah.
And so like trying to give my 12-year-old me like a better lens or like a better story than, oh, I was bored and my parents were like really money conscious and we never did anything fun. And like, that was just, I used to play this story in my head of like, well, my parents were broke and we literally did nothing and we went to church only and I sat in my room and like, yeah, sure. Or be like, yeah, my parents were like always strapped for cash and always stressed. And so I invented worlds in my room. Like I spent so much time in my room learning the guitar, fucking making like the Ninja Turtles like dance and kiss and like dude, I had a Shrek doll too. I had Shrek,
Dope.
Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, and they'd all be like in a car with Batman, like going to get food or something like
Getting food and kissing.
Yeah, literally. Which is still some of my favorite shit to do.
Getting food and kissing.
Getting food and kissing.
No, that's awesome. And God, I didn't think about it as like almost like a recontextualization of your childhood.
Yeah.
Because there's that quote, it's like it's your parents' first time doing life too.
Yeah.
And that one changed a lot for me. Because you think about like, or at least for a while, I would think about growing up and I would be very bitter about like, how come no one prepared me for this? Or why did no one help me when I was going through this? And now I'm 22, so I'm not like fucking
You're
gray
ancient.
and wrinkled.
Yeah.
But I think about it and I'm like, damn, they didn't know what to do either.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be like, no, I wasn't just bored or, I don't know, swept away to my room because no one wanted to play with me. Like
Right.
I was making my own worlds.
Yeah. And parents are gonna suck anyway. Because they have goals that aren't yours.
Yeah.
And you don't really know that
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah, it's a sad thing to think about. I almost feel bad sometimes for existing because I'm like, damn, I really took time away from you guys living your life.
But like they did that, you know what I mean? Like somehow, some way, people be having kids, and like even when they shouldn't.
Don't know how.
I haven't figured out how.
No one's told me.
They didn't explain it in Shrek 2, and that's kind of where my sexual education stopped.
Well, there's a third movie.
Okay, Shrek the Third. Okay, I must check that out from the library this week so I can.
Library on DVR.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to check that out.
Of course.
No, that's why I put that. Like the first line of the song is, "My dad just got off of an 11-hour shift. When he gets home, I lose all TV privileges." So like, because when as a kid, all I would think about was, "Oh my God, Dad's such a fucking ball hog with the TV,
right?
And he's always angry, and or not angry, but he's just always like removed. Like he's not always checked in.
Yep.
He would come home tired as fuck, eat, and be like, cool, I'm watching the loudest action movie ever and you can't watch because it's gory.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I literally don't ever see you, don't even know you. And now you like have rules and you do stuff in this house. And then trying to give him context, right? He just got off an 11-hour shift. Now I know what an 11-hour shift feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, when I get home, the last thing I want to see is a fucking kid.
No, actually, to make a meal for more than just myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll make rice at the end of the day, and that's as far as I get. But to like take care of a family, have a child annoying you.
Sometimes I look at my dogs. I'm like, y'all ain't getting that walk today. Imagine coming home and looking at 2 kids and being like, you won't be getting that hug today.
Listen, some days it happens. I mean, not that I'm a mother, but
thank God. Not for you, but you know, for me.
Thank God for the kids that I could have had. Yeah.
I think about it every time.
Yes. But that is a I don't know, that's the part of the 20s that like no one actually told me would be so present, is like approaching your parents' age and realizing how hard they had it too when you were really only thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Like they had to think about themselves and you.
Yeah. It's like that meme of like my parents at 30, like, let's make a kid and have a house. And like me at 30, like being like, fuck, I have like $5 in my checking account. Like,
I gotta approve that master.
yeah.
Oh God, good problems to have.
Yeah.
But
you have a lot of wisdom for 22.
Me?
Yeah.
Thanks. I've been told that I came out of the womb 45.
Yeah.
And I feel like
giving.
It's giving.
I was just still so mad at my parents at 22. You're already giving them more grace.
I have a guilt complex. So
it's going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
No, I feel like I had to be very old mentally when I was very young. And now I'm finally like, I wish there was a word for like my physical age and my emotional age finally kind of like meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Because it's like maybe it's my frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Developing.
So you feel like you were like 45 as a teenager.
Totally. I don't think I really was like a teenager or a kid ever.
Do you feel like right now you're entering an era of like, you're like learning to like fuck around?
Yeah. I've been calling it my fuck around era.
No.
Yeah, actually.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man.
I mean, not to make the podcast about me. Geez.
Please, let's go.
I grew up in New Jersey and I moved here almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
I graduated college when I was 20. So I kind of just like...
That's early.
It was early. I did it in like 3 years and I just kind of zoomed my way through it.
Okay.
And
wow.
I thought...
Smart.
I guess. I was music school.
Yeah.
So let's be real. But I don't know. I just did it and I didn't... Everyone always asks me how I did it and I think I just kind of blacked out and like said that it was something that needed to get done. And now I'm like settled here.
Yeah.
And I'm actually doing the things I said I was always going to do. And that is almost scarier than like working towards the goals.
Yeah.
Which
what is the big goal?
I'm an artist as well.
Okay. What's it called?
It's my name, Abby Kenna.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I just put
Ones
my
to
first
watch.
song.
Me. I'm watching. I'll be watching that.
Yes. Sick. We actually, my producer and I were listening to in my room when we just created the last song.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were listening to the drums.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe you get this, but like you always work towards a goal and it's almost worse when you complete it than when you like have something to look forward to.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's we just put an album out on Friday.
Yeah. And you just finished the Holly Humberstone tour.
Yep. And just played the Forum on Saturday.
Huge.
Opening for Child Children's. So yeah, a lot of like crossing off like things I thought would like maybe make me happy and satisfied. And then you realize that you're not. And that you still have to like show up emotionally for like my ex and I have been, breaking up and trying to do it healthily. And we had 2 dogs in the house. And so now that requires a lot of me being present and like not being like a rock star or cool. Like there's no amount of like Instagram likes or like Spotify streams that will like show up for me as a fully fledged person.
Yeah.
It's like tender and graceful. So to like walk off stage from playing like the biggest show ever and like get a text, it's like requires me to show up fully formed and be gentle and communicate emotionally.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, none of my achievements will ever get me the things that life actually requires.
Yeah.
Because life actually requires like water and shelter and love and friendship and forgiving your parents and forgiving yourself and being honest with people and communicating when you get your feelings hurt and communicating when you've hurt someone's feelings. And
Yeah.
those are really kind of only things you need. And then food, kissing your food.
Food and kissing.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so it's been actually kind of nice getting a lot of the things that I thought it's a sick joke because, a lot of kids will blow up when they're young and they'll get it all. And then they'll just be like, well, I guess this is my life now. I just get everything I want.
Yeah.
And then then you'll like fizzle out because none of these go forever. And then you're like, oh shit, life isn't like that. And for me, I just assumed life was never going to give me anything. And now I'm like in, my early 30s and the things are happening and I'm like, oh, well, that's really sweet of you, but I'm good. It's like, cool. Well, great. Thanks.
Like if you want me to play the forum, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
cool.
But I got shit to do,
Yeah.
and I don't know. My manager and I were having a discussion about tour finances right before I walked in here.
Gosh, yeah.
Because I want to bring all the band to Europe. And she's like, that's a lot of mouths to feed. And I'm like, yeah, but the bonding experience of all four of us being there and not like leaving one of the people home and trying to do like a hybrid. It's like, if all four of us go, then we have that memory and we're going to become better friends. And we're going to get better at playing together and we're going to learn a lot and we're going to go through like weird experiences. And like that to me is like, I'd rather lose 10 grand and gain that.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if you can condense that into all of these settings where it's like, if I get my dreams, if my song blows up, blah, 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 it's like, well, don't you want to enjoy it too?
Right. I watched this video a couple days ago of this like medical professor in his 80s, and someone asked him like, what do you wish you had done differently? Because he had like achieved so much like on paper, and what he said was, I wish I had spent more time around the things that I loved rather than what I thought I needed to like be successful.
Shit.
And it reminds me a lot of Never Learned to Dance, which is like the first song I heard of yours. And I've told this story so many times on this podcast, and it's so funny that I'm telling you now.
There has to be better shit to give a shit about. Instead of wondering what people think about me now. The things that I don't know could fill 1,000,000 fucking houses. I never learned to dance.
I heard it for the first time in a CVS in West Hollywood, like this time last year, and I like sat
My song was playing in a CVS?
Yes.
No shit.
It was. I don't know
in
if
West Hollywood.
Yeah. I don't know if some gay had the aux, but it's plausible.
That's amazing.
I like sat down in the shampoo aisle and like listened to it, Shazammed it, and then it became my life for like a good week.
What?
It's true.
Okay, wow.
It's true, but
I gotta go. I gotta find out the skincare technician that fucking had
the 8,000 Sunset at CVS.
Wow.
But I had never heard it put into words before, the like weird dichotomy of being an artist that is like, it feels like your purpose in life is to like put out music and put these emotions into words and give them to people and play shows. But then like it's like giving up like having a nice house like and a simple job and like getting to see your family all of the time, or even like traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd never heard it before.
Wow.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're so welcome. That one really blows my mind, that song Doing Well, specifically because I just feel like it's so specific. Specifically because it's specific.
Specifically because it's specific.
I love big words. I'm like big word king. No, I just feel like that song is so about Nick Carpenter hating being an artist.
Yeah.
And so I can't believe that other people, like it lands with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously a ton of us have artistic ambitions, so it lands with all those kind of people. But like even like normies, like people in, like wherever who have messaged me and been like, yo man, like I feel this, like, because it's the grind set. It's the zeitgeist right now is like, like go get on TikTok and like get that ring light out and like
God.
make $1 billion and go viral. And
Uh-huh.
you're only one viral video from having everything you want. And it's like, here's how to and like, we're all tired of the story that we're being handed.
But it's also a little inescapable.
Yeah. And we all kind of play into it. We all feel like you and I upload music like into the world and then hope that people listen to it. And like, that's kind of rude. Like it's kind of rude to our, like to the inside of us that like wants to just be a peaceful little bug.
Read books.
Yeah.
Like God.
Read books and watch Shrek 2 and throw the pigskin around.
Actually, yeah.
I've never heard about just such like boys just baiting that hard. It's like, come over for like, it's like they're like, oh, we got this like little indie girly. I'm gonna tell her about Shrek 2. Yeah. But when she comes by, it's actually Coronas and football. It's like,
and you know what the sad thing is? I think I didn't go because I had to go home and do work.
Damn.
And I like walked away from that.
Because you have 3 jobs. You have 8 jobs.
I have 14 jobs. I have a family to feed and it's all me.
Yeah.
It's my grind set. But
no, I really do think that there's better stuff to do than music and post. And like, I love music. Music is incredibly healing, but
yeah,
I think a lot of us want, I mean, like, what's the like, let's say all this shit comes true, right? Both of our projects go absolutely nuts.
We are Beyonce.
Right. We've toured, we've put out records, people love it. We have enough money to like make all of our family very comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you have a day off and like, what do you do?
Thank you for saying that. Cause I get nervous when I like go home and visit my family and they're like, don't do work today. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I was talking about this a couple of days ago. Like I remember I would wake up early for school and play piano before I had to get on the bus. Not because I was like, I don't know, like I had a song to deliver to someone or I had to make the next viral TikTok. It was just because I wanted to sit and play piano. And I can't remember the last time I've done that.
Yeah.
Like every time I sit down and play guitar, it's like I'm learning something, I'm perfecting something, or to practice my scales.
Yeah.
And it's like sad kind of, but it's also happy because I've taken that kid who just loved music and like made a career out of it too.
Yeah.
It's all of the things at once.
Yeah. Which is like the goal. And that's why we like went to music school and stuff. But you have to protect that like 10-year-old because it's still in there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hate music so much that you just put out an album.
I absolutely despise having a career, which is why I signed like an album record deal.
Deals.
Yeah, multiple albums. I'm on the hook, guys.
Your album's called Country.
Yeah. And
I would love to know what song off of the album sort of represents this new era of your music.
Well, the country, it being called country is a bit cheeky. We made it on Music Row in Nashville, where they historically make like just some of like the corniest pop country.
Awesome.
But also historically have made some of the best shit ever, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like Keith Whitley and George Jones. And anyway, I just was trying to chill out a bit more on this record. The TikTok has done well for us, and usually it's videos of me just like playing in my yard or something. And so
you're usually in a forest.
Yeah. The kid, these little like fucking Stanley Cup girls, like they love to see some guy in the woods yelling about his feelings, and I am just teeing that up. We tried to have a bit more of the organic process, like microphones further away, but more like let's do a one take, right? So like the first track on the record is a one take of guitar and vocal that then we added layers on. There's actually like 2 or 3 on the record that are kind of like that. So we kind of were chasing a bit more of that feeling. Like, I think the record has a lot of diverse sounds. Like there's like a kind of a rock tune, and there's like kind of a twangy like folk tune, and there's like kind of like some really like fucking indie like 90s kind of, In My Room feels very like Weezery and
totally.
But I don't know. I think Hey Sandra is like the weirdest thing I've ever made.
They got a real hot cover band playing down here, doing Tammy Wynette. Gave him $5 to play Stand By Your Man. Remember our first spring break down in Daytona? That little prick from Texas tried to touch you and I broke the fucker's hand. He laughed it off and we got slushy puppies. Best day of my life. Fell asleep in my arms.
That I am so proud of. It's like my favorite track on the record, and
Oh, that's cool to hear.
I feel like I kind of got away with something.
It was unexpected,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like in the context of the album, I was like, oh, okay, hey, switch up.
Okay, old man storyteller.
Yeah, kind of. But then when I like listened to it twice through, and the second time was this morning on the way down like Coldwater Canyon.
Oh.
Perfect vibes to listen to. And I was like, no, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you really are telling stories throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
And I loved that sort of campfire vibe for a second.
And like sometimes it's my stories and sometimes it's not, right?
Yeah.
Like I historically have only told my stories.
Mhm.
And I think I'm kind of tired of my own stories. And like being more visible than ever wants to watch. Now that you're watching me, I actually hate myself.
Right.
So like insecurity, self-hatred, self-consciousness like are through the roof. And I think being able to step into a character a bit like Hey Sandra and kind of give like the character is basically like kind of based. I'm killing
You're
it
doing
today.
really good.
I'm like, I had a stroke this morning. I have just word salad now. It's kind of based on my dad, based on some of a bunch of the men I grew up around, like
Okay.
sort of like halfway educated, get rich quick, like kind of just like work. Like I'm gonna get us out of this, baby girl. We're gonna get some money kind of vibe.
Right on, yeah.
Which I grew up around that energy, and I again kind of resented my dad for it for a long time. Like I've taken kind of shots at him in a couple of songs, like in Rabbit. I said I got a shoulder with a big chip. My dad was always trying to hit it rich.
Ugh.
Maybe he used to be an alchemist, but in this life he just pays rent. Which
Fuck.
is like, it's just like parents will fuck you up with their desires. They don't even have to tell you. You can just see it on them because when you're a kid, you can just tell what they're motivated by. Because you're like, well, it's obviously not hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it is. Sometimes my mom was obsessed with me and my brother. It's like, okay, please find a new hobby other than just micromanaging my ass. So I got like both sides of it. And I think I'm trying to give now, again, being older and trying to give my parents more grace and humanize my dad. And now I'm a fucking guy who's worried about money and is weird and anxious and works too much and isn't good at taking days off. And my manager was like, you should take a vacation. I was like, can we just make it the next album? Like, I'll take a vacation, but I'll bring Jake.
Working vacation?
Yeah. I'll just make an album on vacation.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I get bored of my shit.
Yeah.
I want to write other people's stories. I want to do.
I mean, by writing someone else's story, you are kind of writing your own story because you're writing about him through your own perspective. But
yeah, exactly.
That's like a therapy in a sense.
Yeah. There's pieces of you in anything you make up.
Yeah.
Right? Like my bass player, he's like, man, he's like, sometimes he's from Michigan.
I love
Sometimes in a fantasy novel, it's actually more real in real life. He said that, like drunk, smoking a cigarette 2 days ago. Was like, it's actually more real in fantasy sometimes.
I hope the fantasy books he's reading are like the smutty, like girl fantasies.
Dude,
like A Court of Thorn and Roses.
Fucking in space is usually the kind of shit. Yeah.
That's awesome for him.
Yeah.
I like that this is your band's vibe.
Yeah, he's a big Dune guy.
Oh, love Dune.
Like pre-Chalamet, like,
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Well, I'm curious about like the writing process for the album because you're saying there's like one takes throughout the recording. Did you mean for these songs to be an album? Were they all written at the same time?
There's like maybe a 2-year range of most of the writing. Like the oldest being like Relief and Beach Chair I wrote in 2020. And then like Cutting Through the Country I wrote like in the room while we were making it in August 23. So yeah, 2-3 years. And no, I didn't intend. I mean, yes, we like booked the studio for a week. We like started it in Seattle in May. We like started tracking and writing and tracking and we ended up like kind of starting over and redoing a bunch of songs because we were really trying to get this specific sort of feeling. But I think I've been coming to LA for like the past 2 years and doing like sessions and shit.
Okay.
You know, never learned to dance, like making beats with randos.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just got like, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of the like music by committee process. I even just making this record with the label was like kind of infuriating, like how many people could like weigh in on like a kick drum,
Yeah.
you know, and they're like, actually, I kind of like the snare sound from the demo. It's like, you know what? Guess what? I'm never showing you a demo ever again.
Honestly, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I like the first song I put out, I didn't show anybody. I just kind of was like, this sounds good and I like it and we're doing it. And this last one, I got the mix last week and I sent it to like 10 people because I was like, I want all of the opinions. And they all had opposite opinions from each other.
They're never that good. They might be like, I don't know. I didn't get here because of a committee. And then that's one of the things I like told my manager when she found me. She was like, I really like this stuff. And then she all of a sudden had notes for like 2 years. And I was like, remember that song that you found of mine that you loved that encouraged you to DM me and start us working together? I made that alone.
I made that without you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now there's label people involved. And it's like, again, you probably have good friends that'll say, hey, girlie, turn that vocal up. Or like, this chord seems whack, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. But you seem sound enough to know what you like.
You seem sane.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all goes back to like the nursing that 10-year-old kid that just liked music. And it's like, why put out something that checks the boxes for a committee of people when all you really need is for it to check the box for you?
Yeah.
And I don't know, do you feel like the album checks your boxes?
Yeah. I actually oddly listened to it for the first time last night.
Whoa. Just like all the way through?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
We worked on it too long. And by the end of it, I just had such fatigue with it. So I actually stopped listening to the new mixes. And my producer is beautiful and he is so good. His name is Jake Labassi. His producer name is Lako. He's a Boston boy, but he lives in Greenpoint in Brooklyn. And I think we might get him to move to LA soon.
Hell yeah.
But he worked so hard to like kind of finish everything. And I just was so tired of hearing the tunes that I was like, I can't listen anymore. So I've kind of had him at arm's length for the past couple months. So I finally we just finished this very hellish week of rehearsing and playing these shows and putting the album out. And then last night I'm like at this Airbnb in Silver Lake and I like got really stoned. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to it. But I'm listening to it on Apple Music so Spotify doesn't know. Because I was my top artist one year, like a couple years ago.
Embarrassing.
And it sucks. And you're like, I was just checking my mixes. And no one believes you. They're like, no, you roll around listening to your shit. So when I listen to Medium Build, I listen on Apple.
That's actually so funny.
But then that, that's content because then you have I'm like $20 a month, or I'm 10 to Daddy Spotify and 10 to Daddy Apple.
Mommy Spotify.
Yeah, mommy. Yeah. Yeah. I think Spotify is definitely giving mommy Daniel Ek.
Yeah, she's a little too emotional.
Yeah, those Swedes. Yeah, they're so mommy. But yeah, I was surprised at some of the tones. I was like, I picked that.
Wait, that's awesome.
It's crazy because you really 6 months has gone by since we made it, or 7 months, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, that's how I showed up that day, and that's what I picked, and that's how it came out in the mix. And I don't know. I can't look at it too hard. I just want to. I meant it that day. I loved it that day, and when I go back and listen, I don't always love it. I was definitely a tone I heard where I was like, I can't believe I picked that. I'm not saying which tone. I'll let you decide.
Right.
You're like, which tone's the wackest on country by Medium Build? No, I just I meant it that day, and I love taking pictures of myself. That was a snapshot of the thing I fucking was boned up for that day, and I don't want to fucking spend the next 3 years thinking about it.
It's like a tattoo.
Yeah.
I liked it when I got it.
Yeah.
And
people spend way too long trying to make their fucking blonde. Oh, I got to chip away at this thing. It's like, you could have literally been more interesting if you gave me 3 records over this 6-year little break you took. And they each were a bit more specific.
Yeah.
But you're trying to make this fucking giant thing that lives longer than you. Like when we see the way people consume now, it's just like, people are digging up like 15-year-old Alex G tunes and being like, this is the best thing ever. It's like, well, he made that in a fucking like a closet. Sounds like shit, but like some kids decided it's their fucking soundtrack to their life.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I keep bringing up, do you know the artist June Henry?
No.
She's awesome. And she does just that, where it's like, I think maybe even a voice memo, honestly. Like sometimes she'll start and stop in the same take, and we'll just put up an album of music.
Yeah.
Just be like, I finished these songs. I want them away from me. And there's so much music on Spotify now, and I fucking love it.
Right.
Like, I have too much of a perfectionist complex for it, but I'm trying to take from that. And I don't know. I'm so more into the organic, like raw, unproduced vocal and all that shit now. It feels so much more like someone is giving me a part of themselves than like, I don't know, like the blonde complex.
Yeah.
It's like this pristine thing. It almost doesn't feel like it's you after some point.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's not. When you look at like these really great records that we've all sort of imprinted on as kids, like they were made by large committees, right?
Yeah.
Like Blonde was made by like hundreds of people.
Right.
Uncredited, right? Frank was like, I'm going to pay this person to come by and we're not going to credit them.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in deep and find out, okay, that's blah, blah, blah playing. But like so many people were used to just push up one narrative and like, cool, whatever, you have the money. And I mean, Frank's talented enough where I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But now you see people copying that system for better or for worse. Like it's great. We're getting really, really finely produced stuff, but sometimes it's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear somebody fuck something up. Like, and you're just not going to get that in this sort of, everyone wants to be a genius and, you know, triple double, no assist. Like I made the beat and rapped on it. Like, oh, like, okay, cool. You're so great. You're such a genius. Like I need help. Now, I used to try to do it myself, and then I brought people in, and then I brought way too many people in, and now I'm condensing, and I feel like country was us like almost getting rid of like next record. I'm like, no co-writes. Like
that's exciting.
Like just see what happens.
Yeah.
Like I only not because like fuck co-writes. I've gotten great stuff out of co-writes, but I'm like, okay, I've done that for a couple years. Let's try seeing what I do alone in the woods.
Yeah. Alone.
Or alone, like in a giant city. Go to Tokyo for a month and see what happens.
Yeah,
like,
you have to go to Japan. Have you been yet?
No, because after I go, then I can kill myself, and I don't want to die yet.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you weren't referencing that.
I was referencing the post you put up
okay,
on
cool. Yeah.
New Year's.
Okay, great. So you are. Okay, I was like, shit, did I just bring up suicide out of nowhere?
No. I knew. We were like both referencing it, and then you just said it. Flat out.
Sorry. Once to stay alive for.
What? The tip of the hat.
Once to don't die.
Please, yeah, we need the next record.
Alive yourself. Yeah, literally yesterday we were talking about places to fuck off for this vacation record.
Yeah.
And Catherine, my manager, was like, you go to Tokyo. And she was like, wait, no, you can't.
No, you cannot. You're banned from Japan, actually.
I'm banned from Japan. Which sucks. So much ass. I love it. I want to go.
Fuck, well, sucks for you. You can't.
But you know what I mean. I just like
I just
want to make stuff that feels good, and I don't want to think about it too hard.
You should do one of those workaway programs. You ever hear about the WOOF program?
Woof.
No. You can like go to a farm anywhere in the world for like 2 weeks, 6 months, however long you want. And you work like 5 hours a day on their farm, and then you just have free reign. And like you live in someone's house for free.
Whoa. And sounds like the best version of tour.
You could probably bring all your recording shit and just like work at night.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You can go anywhere.
All
you
right.
go to like Ireland.
Dude, actually I'm going to do like a 2-week rural Ireland tour this year.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And just like, because I just did like kind of a baby version of that in Scotland where I went to like small towns and played. Yeah. And then someone was like, can you do that in Ireland? I was like, I'll ask. And now, yeah. The best version of tour is like you wander around all day, make friends, but like just hang out, go like pet a
goat.
A goat or a coo. A nice Scottish
coo.
A cow. A coo.
Oh.
A coo. Sorry.
Is there an animal? I'm unaware.
Shrek. Maybe you heard of it. I was
A
doing my
donkey?
I did my Scottish accent when I was in Scotland. They were like,
No.
it's giving Shrek. You're doing too much Shrek.
Did they like it?
They weren't like angry, but they weren't impressed.
Right. Sometimes I'll accidentally do a British accent at like one of my British regulars at the coffee shop. And I'm like, I'm sorry. That was probably like derogatory in some way. It's actually, I can't.
Did you take the tube to get here?
No,
Do
actually.
you want a flat white?
Like, but I don't do it on purpose. I'm just like, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so my.
Bad and awful.
Thank you, love. Here's your cortado.
Well, yours is actually good though.
No, I'm literally just giving like one neighborhood in East London.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
like,
world travel.
like top eight. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, they're like you're just doing like a hybrid of Michael Caine and David Beckham, and I'm like, yeah, that's like who I've listened to talk the most. Like,
oh my god,
like just thinking, it's a bit of a dough. Like,
it's actually really good. It's so believable.
Don't gas me up. Don't.
I'm gassing you up.
Yeah, so it's called Country. It's out April 5th on Island Records. Yeah, and I don't know, but I made like so much money off it because like streaming like buku. So.
In the 3 days.
Yeah,
since it's
like
been out.
it's crazy. It's like platinum and like everywhere.
Well,
yeah, I've got to go to Marrakesh now. They're begging for it in Brazil.
I'm afraid.
I keep getting these comments like, come to Brazil, come to Brazil. I was like, yeah, I've been there.
It is always Brazil in the comments.
Yeah, it's like a bit.
I guess
I don't know. Do you know where it came from?
No.
It's like,
do you?
No.
Oh.
It's like a thing now.
Oh.
It's like a joke. It's like a meme.
See, I didn't know that. I was taking it earnestly.
Yeah, no. There's somebody commented, "Come to Brazil." You never come to Brazil, and then like somebody must have like screenshotted, turned that into a meme. So now, "Come to Brazil" is the comment we believe to like be like, "You won't come to mine."
Right.
Come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil, but they actually mean Kentucky.
Yeah. In my comments, it's like Florida. Florida is my Brazil. Like people are like, "You've never played Florida," and it's true.
For good reason.
Jersey is literally coming for y'all, Florida.
Sorry.
No, I got a soft spot for Florida. I just feel like my agents don't.
I mean, there's a lot of people in Florida, so you should work on that.
And like, I feel like all the queer kids of the like, because there's two types of Florida, right? There's like Trump Florida, which is like the golf carts and the like we've never met a gay and we've blah blah blah. Like money has insulated us from this. And then there's like swampy, like kind of boozy redneck Florida, which I fuck with hard. Like, and those people all have kids that deserve to go to like crazy punk shows, And there is, I mean, Pensacola, Jacksonville, like Gainesville, all these towns that have like really robust punk scenes, and I want to go infiltrate them. But
you should. My
agents are like, no, don't go to Florida.
Damn.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like nobody gives a shit about Florida. Sorry, Florida. Y'all know that. Y'all know, right? Y'all know no one cares about you. Y'all know
just
that.
Making sure I'm driving the point home.
Hold on, Florida. Yeah, I'm not legally allowed in Florida anymore.
Damn. Yeah. Wherever.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. Well, speaking of tour, I think for our final track that we talk about, I'd love to know like what is one that's been fun for you to play. Because you just went on this tour with Holly, and now you have your headline, and now you have your random stint in Scotland or Ireland.
I'm busy. I'm booked and busy. I'm running around. I'm absolutely eating gas. I'm basically a diesel engine now. I think the most fun one to play live off the new album has been Cutting Through the Country.
Cool.
Every day's a movie, and I've already seen it. I'm cutting through the country. I'm on fall asleep, wake up in a cartoon, falling through the earth. Give me something real big, and nobody gets hurt.
Because it's such a chore.
Okay.
There's no chorus. It's like 4 verses.
Yeah.
I wrote it in the studio. I didn't write it as like a song, like, like I piecemealed it together through like just doing a bunch of takes.
Yeah.
So it was never a song I like sat down and played.
Yeah, you weren't like, and here's the hook.
Yeah, and it took me forever to learn. And it's very dramatic. It's like the top of my like guy, like angry yell guy. Yeah. And so it requires a lot. Like to sell it properly, like you have to kind of lose your shit. So I've been having a lot of fun with that one. I kind of lose my voice when I do it. Not,
Adds to the charm.
yeah, some people like it. I would rather not lose my voice. I'd really love to have all the right breath and air to like be able to deliver the closing notes. But sometimes I'm like, people are like, oh, slay, and I'm like, we've done like culture has gone so far into like we're just like if someone burns out, we're like hot. We love that, like the bear type vibe. I need a guy who's just overworked and tired and losing it.
That is what we're looking for,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
We're looking for a daddy who grinds.
I would like someone as burnt out as possible.
Yeah, it definitely is hotter. A tired guy to me is hotter than a guy who has time to like throw the pigskin with some Coronas.
I think, I hope that these guys never find this podcast. Or maybe I should tell them about it.
I hope they do. I mean, it's like, come on. You're going to invite, I mean, are they cute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute enough you wanted to go.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll let him know. I'll hang out outside his apartment and wait for him to come out.
Oh my gosh.
But I think you're right. I think there's some weird like charm and infatuation with the like, oh, he worked so hard.
Yeah.
That he lost his voice.
And
I don't even care
the
that he can't
TikToks
sing.
are like go better when I like am screaming and you can see like veins in my neck, and then people will comment like, I only want this. That's why I put like Hey Sandra on the record.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Sandra is a voice memo from the day I wrote it.
Okay.
And we just added some like guitars behind. So that is
Shit.
like the guitar vocal, the main thing is a fucking voice note.
Wow.
And nothing happens, right? There's no, oh shit, he's gonna scream here. Like it's just 2-minute boring storytelling.
It's not boring though.
But you know what I mean? Like just trying to like, some people just want to hear me scream. And now I resent that, which is funny because I used to scream because people never would listen to me sing. I would sing pretty, people wouldn't listen. So then I'd be like, you know what?
And so screener.
Bro, I'm literally, that's why I got to go to Japan, man. I got to end this. And maybe it'll just be, you know, medium. Maybe medium will die and I'll just have to rebirth somebody else. But
honestly, do your thing.
Right.
If medium needs to die, that's fine. As long as Nikki stays.
As long as the sun is coming around.
Right.
No, Catherine said if I had a million monthly listeners, I could do whatever I wanted. So I'm like,
thanks, Catherine.
I know, dude. Well, because she never thought I'd get there. And I'm like, I'm not close, but I'm like, but I'm coming for it. I'm like, bro, 1 million monthlies, you're going to get a disco record. You're going to get a metal album. You're going to get a fucking rap album. Like,
I would love an album of yours with like one of each of those songs.
Yeah.
I think that
I've thought about that too.
That's
it's
a
just
challenge.
like you'd have to do like just the radio bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cutting Through the Country, that tune is like me trying to do like an Earl Sweatshirt tune. It's just bars, and I'm proud of it. It's fun to play live. It's dramatic.
It is.
Gets the people going.
Exciting. Well, I have a couple closing questions for you.
Please. Sorry, I feel like I'll never stop talking.
This is a podcast. I don't know if you were aware. But that's the hope.
Yeah, cool.
I would love to know if your music was a candle, what scent would it be? You had to switch from coffee to water. For
that one's so hot. I need to. If my music was a candle, what scent would it be? You know, I think there's what I hope it is, and I think there's what I think it is.
Okay.
I want my music to be like that candle that literally smells like cigarettes and dick and leather. You know, like really like
taking musk to a new level.
Yeah, there's whale fat in it.
Yeah.
I want it to be one of those like kind of complicated, like
boy smell.
Yeah, exactly. Like I when we were making the first half of the record in Seattle, we actually went to this like art exhibit in like doesn't matter. In Ballard in Seattle is a cool neighborhood, and there's an art exhibit by Jonsi, the lead singer of Sigur Rós.
Oh.
Who's like Nordic. I think.
My boyfriend in high school used to send me his songs.
That's the most my boyfriend in high school type.
He was a bass player.
Yeah. You're not gonna understand words because he's kind of doing gibberish, and it's also in time signature you wouldn't recognize. But
Yeah, that was a direct quote, actually.
Jesus Christ, boyfriends, stop ruining Radiohead and Sigur Rós for your girlies.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, Wes Anderson. I mean,
It's all of those things.
I know boys literally turn
Sufjan
15 and are like, I have to tell her about like Jesus Christ.
It was like burned onto a CD that he left at the end of my driveway.
I liked a couple of those guys. I probably was that guy for some time.
I was also that guy. So
Yeah,
like it's
we've
fine.
all done it.
We've been there.
I don't know if you've heard Bon Iver's first album.
Literally. Oh God.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, you went to this art gallery.
And we bought this really fucking awful candle. It was like $100, and it was like made with like whale dick and like
Great.
like cloves, and it smelled so bad good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want medium build to smell like.
Okay. That good.
But I don't think I've ever nailed that. I think probably what my shit smells like to most people is probably like I don't know, like the inside of an REI. like a little bit of pine, a little bit of like rubbery, like choco smell. Like like I think I want to be so edgy and crazy and different, but I think probably what actually comes out of the machine is like first date at like an Airbnb in the woods.
Fuck.
Or like no, first time they're gonna bang. Like it's like
third date.
Yeah.
First weekend trip.
Yeah, exactly. First time like out of town together. Like
oh God.
You
Going
know,
kayaking.
Yeah. I think it's a little sweaty. I hope there's like some funk in it.
Mhm.
I want there to be some sweat, some
dirty.
musk. Yeah. But like I feel like I can't resist. I listened to so much pop music as a kid, like I can't stop myself from putting a little bit of sugar in the tank.
And you should.
Yeah.
I support it.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
So maybe it's like sunscreen and sweat mixed together.
I love the smell of like the shirt that you wore the day before when you went to the beach, and it like kind of smells dirty and like sunscreen.
I could only hope that that's what it smells like.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah, thank you.
My other question is, I would love to know a sound that you're rocking with right now that is not music. A favorite sound.
Yeah. Okay. Let me reach into my bag real quick.
Oh, I'm actually terrified for what you're gonna pull out. This like I'm assuming like bird whistle or a kazoo, perhaps.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's your phone.
I have been deep into this bird finding app.
Okay, well, I was right about birds.
You nailed it. Yeah. It's like I've been like you can Shazam birds.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. It's called Merlin Bird ID.
I need to tell my mom about this.
Yeah, so I was like hearing birds, and I was like, what is this bird outside my house? And it turns out it's actually a mockingbird.
No fucking way.
Yeah, which I was like, oh, I thought that was just like a fucking
twist the knife.
Yeah, like, and here's kind of what it sounds like.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah. I just never knew what the fuck a mockingbird was.
It's like the most generic bird
It's
sound.
like, yeah, like stock bird.
Yeah.
They're like that's
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's also a let's see. There's another one outside my house that does. It's a robin. Let's hear the robin.
I love a robin. I have a robin on my arm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love this one. This one feels very nostalgic.
Yeah. I grew up in a town called Robbinsville, and I thought when I was growing up that it was the only place in the world that robins existed. Like no one should have had to tell me that, but I honestly didn't learn it till I was like a little too old.
Wow.
Like I went, I think, to like Boston for college.
And
I saw robins around and I was like, damn, they're here?
No shit. Don't they know we have a whole town for them? We got a whole ville for them.
Yeah, a whole ville. It's a great sound though. I love that one. Makes me cry a little bit.
Wow. Oh shit. Good thing I turned it off. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I reeled it in. My very last question for you is I would love to know who your ones to watch are. Or ones to sleep on.
Yeah,
TBH.
ones to sleep on. I'm gatekeeping. Okay, this is like usually like homie roll call, right?
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like,
much.
yeah. Dude, I got this buddy out of Baltimore called Luke Borchelt,
Ooh.
and he came up doing kind of like kind of twangy Pine Grovey stuff, and then he was kind of doing that to be cool, and he had this like kind of come to Jesus and cover. He was like, I came up country. I love country music. I'm just gonna do country. So now he's like sort of this like progressive like indie dude who's like just like literally doing like kind of Luke Combs shit. And I fuck with it so hard because he's coming at it from an angle that I think is pure. And he's not trying to move to Nashville. Like he wants to stay in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, it's kind of Post Maloney, like kind of Luke Combsy. It's like the twangy side of like, he's kind of has this like really nice baritone and he like, but like, it's like dumped with like auto tune and shit. I think it's great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. So Luke Borchelt, look out for that shit. My ones to watch, dude. Like, honestly, this is just, I mean, it's total selfish, but like all of my Alaska homies are just gonna fucking blow this thing up this year, I think. Like Rosie Rush, and Zane Penny, and Bethlehem Shalom. Like those are kind of like, that's like the ones coming behind me. Ashley Young.
These are all new names for me. So
yeah.
I'm stoked.
Well, this is like they're like the top of the Anchorage scene. So that's like, that's
awesome.
what's, I think was going to come behind me is, all that. And, I don't know. It's just, we have a really good thing going on up there. And my success has like opened up I think sort of awareness of like, oh, there's shit going on in Alaska. Like, and, so we're taking like Rosie on tour. We took Ashley on tour last year. Like, yeah, Bethlehem opened up. Bethlehem and Zane both played our big like hometown shows when we were back for Christmas. And, yeah, I mean, dude, there's so much cool shit going on. Like I love I love music.
I love music.
I love music
Despite
like
everything
Shrek loves privacy.
See, that's the truest way to say it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm honestly really excited to check those out. It's not often that I get recommended things on here that like I don't
You're
know.
not already aware of.
It's like my job, like at ones to watch. I'm like supposed to be in the know, so it's exciting.
Yeah, get in on those.
Get into Alaska.
Yeah, like, and I mean, do you know Xenadelphia?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah. Or Clover County.
No.
Okay, she's opening the second leg of our tour this year.
Sick.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of kids coming up behind me that I'm like trying to make space for and get out of the way of because they're gonna kill it.
And get out of the way of.
Yeah,
that's a nice way to put it.
I'm like not very graceful. I mean, you already know this because I didn't play high school sports, but
but you are wearing an Alaska pond hockey hat.
Yes, that is my new hobby. Yeah, is we play pickup hockey every weekend.
That's
during
nice.
The winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Which is why I'm not wearing any clothes because the sun's out in LA and I wasn't there all winter this year. I was kind of out for most of it, but when I was there, it's cold and gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd be having that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't relate to that. We didn't have an eclipse today, though, that we both didn't see.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we're recording this during the eclipse.
I know we probably should have been careful about what we said. I don't know how spiritual I am, but everyone was like, don't manifest today.
What? Don't manifest?
Yeah, they were like, be careful. The energy is strong. So if you manifest the wrong thing, like the energies will take form in a way you're not prepared for.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had a wild text this morning.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Someone I hadn't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
You think that's what it was?
I don't know. But I think I'll be writing about it.
Whew. Don't manifest today.
No, literally, it's on my TikTok. Like every other video, I
fuck.
wrote a lyric down like right before you got here. It was something like everyone's telling me not to manifest or to manifest good things coming my way, and all I can think about is if you thought of me today.
Ooh.
I'm like, damn, I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong things,
dude. That's literally like don't think of an elephant, right? How dare these TikTok fucking. Don't post a video saying don't manifest. Because guess what? I'm going to start manifesting as soon as I see that.
Exactly. Ugh.
My TikTok algorithm is just being like, you're ADHD, aren't you, you little piece of shit? Oh, you're depressed, aren't you? You little. Ah.
I love when it starts to get bad, and then my TikTok is like, "This is your sign to get off of TikTok."
Oh my god! Close your app right now. It's like, bitch,
I scroll right on by.
Yeah.
Like, test me, why don't you?
Yeah.
God, well, thanks for being here.
I loved it.
This is ones to watch, ones you could sleep on.
Ones to sleep on.
and
Sleep on
Shrek
me.
too. Sleep on.
Shrek.
Ones to watch. Sleep on me.
Sleep on Shrek. Shrek. Sleep with. I would sleep.
I
with
would
Shrek.
sleep with Shrek.
Yeah.
This is medium build.
Cat.
That's it, actually. It's a great way to end.